Hey y'all, welcome back to the Checks and Balance podcast. I'm Key.
And I'm Neek, and we're bringing our text thread to the camera. We're back, episode 3. What are we talking about today?
What are we talking about? We got a couple things to talk about.
Yeah, so today we're going to talk a little bit about extended family. I feel like we all have extended family and the capacity of those relationships.
Mm-hmm.
So the first question that I want to ask you is, do you feel like it is important to have a healthy relationship with your significant other's family?
Absolutely. It's funny you said that because I could think about like when I was about to get married. My mom passed away a couple months before I got married. So it was like, if I didn't have the in-laws that I had, like my mother-in-law especially, she carried me through a lot of, those days, even still to this day. So I think that definitely does matter, like who you marry and their family, how that works, because I don't want to be in nobody's family. You can't, hang out with them or family dinners, stuff like that. Like I'm big on that.
Yeah. I'm big on family too. I do think it's important to have healthy relationships with your significant other's family.
Mm-hmm.
But only to the extent, like, if it's naturally happening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
not kissing nobody's butt.
Yeah, like, because that's the one thing I'm never going to do. Mm-hmm. So, like, I'm going to always show up as myself. I'm not going to put on a fake persona or be somebody I'm not to fit in with said family. Yeah. But I do think it's important to have a healthy relationship. So I'll do everything in my power to maintain that.
Right.
Now, if there is a time where, let's say someone don't like me, that's on them. Like, especially if I've never done anything to them wrong. So, like, I don't go out of the way to, like, overextend myself. But I do think it is important because, especially if you're married or going to get married or, plan to get married and have children, especially because all that blends together.
Who you gotta invite to birthday parties?
Come on. Yeah. And who wants to deal?
Because people will get mad if you don't invite them to a birthday party.
Who wants to deal with chaos, especially when it comes with kids? Because now the kids have to feel like they're choosing a side.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I do think that grandparents are so important. Like, we always hear the jokes about the grandmom on the daddy side, but my grandma on my dad's side, she lit. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. It was never anything weird. Like, that side of my family is just as whole as my mom's side of the family. Like, it's no difference. Yeah. So I do think.
Oh, wait, you would be the grandma on the daddy side.
I am going to be the grandma on the daddy side.
I would too.
You would too. A
lot of times.
I don't know. I want to be a grandmom. I want to be the grandmom on the daddy side. I don't know. I'm looking forward to being a grandmom. I don't know, if I will be. Chooch says kid.
You have a grown kid. Like, I got a.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want him to have kids anytime soon because I still feel like
he's a kid.
And we've beat he's past me, so we came a long way. He's past me, so we came a long way. I definitely don't want him to have kids early, but I am, waiting for the day where one day I'll be a grandmom. He's probably not going to be the child to provide that to me because he said no. He used to say he wanted kids, but he's just very selfish-minded now. And he literally was like, I can't imagine having to, raise and deal with a child for, 18 years. And I'm like, it goes past 18 years, but okay.
He said, this is all I'm putting this is all I'm putting into being a parent.
He's not trying to put any more time.
I'm out of here. Not him sounding like a baby dad. He sounded like, put me on child support.
Just don't have no kids, bro, because I ain't with that. So,
crazy.
I do feel like it is important because, you have, birthday parties, Christmas holidays, and, we blend together. I feel like I have a great relationship with, Jeff's family. They're great people. You know what I mean? His mom, I'm close to her, siblings. And I think, not to say, extended past that, but I think that's more important than, the other, extended family.
What you mean?
Immediate. Parents, siblings, people that you're going to spend more time with. You know what I mean? Yeah. That, to me, matters. You know what I mean? I do care, and I'm very...
Jeff has sisters, so, yeah.
Jeff has a lot of sisters and brothers. I think it's, 12 or 13 of them on just one side. His dad has,
See, that's how my life is different. Leo only has brothers, and I only have sisters, so it's like.
That's a cute blend, though. It's so many. Well, for me,
he has a lot of female cousins, and I'm close with like all of them.
Yeah, I have a pretty good relationships with his cousins. Like when it's family functions, we all get along, partying, having a good time. We're not like close, like when I'm talking to them outside of that, like outside of family functions, but like family functions, we get along. Not that I wouldn't talk to them outside of that. That's just not the kind of relationship that we have. But his sisters, like siblings, I have close relationships with. So we're all close. So I do think that it would be hard if we weren't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because then on holidays, it's like, now we got to split this time up. Who's going where and who's doing what.
Right.
So I like being able to split it in a way that's like, okay, we're going to visit my family the first half of the day, and then we'll visit your family the second half of the day. The last couple years, though, I've kind of just been home, cooking at home.
We kind of do I do Thanksgiving with my family, and then we do Christmas with his family.
That's a good balance.
Yeah, because I have the smaller kids, and my sisters, they got grown kids. They don't want to.
Yeah. So everybody brings the kids together.
Yeah, so like we'll go to my mother-in-law's house for Christmas, where she has all little grandkids.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
She wants us all to be together.
That makes sense.
And we'll wake up home, but we spend the day at her house.
So we've always spent, like, my family, my dad's side of the family, we've spent mostly all of our holidays at my aunt's house, like Christmas. So it was a thing where we would all just go over there. Like, my whole family would go there on that side of my family. My mom's side, I would say, like, after my great-grandma passed away, like, it kind of was, like, here and there as far as, like, everyone getting together. They still do, but it's just, like, you know, not as, like, hey, we're doing this, we're doing that. Like, it's just not like that much, but we still get together. Like, I haven't spent any holidays with them in years, but.
You say your dad's side?
My dad's mom's side, like my grandma Nancy and like her sisters, like we all do holidays together. And we've always done that, like since I was growing up. And then like my mom's side, they don't really all get together, but it's a lot of us. So it's really honestly like hard for everybody to fit in one spot. Like, it's probably impossible.
I don't know. I don't do anything with my dad's side. I don't really know many of them. Yeah. But like my mom's side, like, we had a whole cousin's trip to Houston. Like
y'all are close.
Yeah, we all are like close. We argue, we fight, but we're pretty close. And even like with their significant others, we all get along good. Yeah. Like we have a good time.
Now my cousins that are like my age, like we close. Like we do stuff together, like, because we all kind of have, like, mutual friends. Yeah, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, so we all have kind of mutual friends, but I don't know, like, that side of my family, we kind of weren't, like, close growing up. Like, it was kind of just, like, we were in this house, and then we would see our cousins, like, at my great-grandmom's house, like, when we go there. And she passed away, and it was kind of, like a little split. I think that happens in families, though, a lot of times, like, where grandmom dies, and then, like, the family splits up a little bit. But, like, I just had a party for my grandma at my house and, like, got most of my grandma's sisters and brothers there. My cousins was there, and it was a good time. Like, we were all able to fit. It was packed in there, but, like, we were all able to fit. So, like, things like that, I do enjoy getting around them. But we'll go, like, do that with my family. But since my uncle died, well, both my uncles died, I haven't really been able to go to my aunt's house. Like, it was kind of just, like, a place that reminded me of them so much. And I'm an emotional person, I think. And I think that I can't, like, I'm not one of those people that can, like, stop myself from crying. I can't. Like, if I'm going to cry, I'm going to cry. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not something that I can on cue, like, like, talk myself out of it. There's no such thing as that for me. Like, I'm just going to cry. So I stopped, like, my uncle died in 2019, and then Chrissy's dad died in 2020. So, like, after that 2020, I didn't go anywhere for the holidays. I stayed home, and I cooked at home because, I don't know, I just felt like I don't want to be sad.
Right. But, I mean, so for, like, Thanksgiving, I know I always used to do Thanksgiving with my parents, and, like, when my mom died, we just said we were always going to do, like, me and my sisters, we would do Thanksgiving together. And I like doing it that way. We have so much fun. We all pick what we're going to cook or bring or whatever. And it's always at my house.
I was going to say, do you think the environment makes it easier for you guys to get together? Like, say if you were in your mom's house doing that? Like, Do you think the environment makes it a little bit easier to do?
No, because we did it there.
You did?
Yeah. So before my
Yeah.
dad passed away, we did do it there. I think we did it there after he did too, but I just think that it's just us getting together. It makes it a lot easier. It makes, because holidays you are supposed to spend with family, and that's where we always were together for Thanksgiving, if anything else. So it's like,
so they kind of just came to my house, but my aunt was still doing the other holidays at her house. And I just couldn't go there. Like, I've probably been in there once or twice since they both passed away. I've probably been inside of the house. And then luckily on Easter, I was able to cook dinner for all of them. So both my aunts, my uncle, and like my family was at my house. So it's like, I think now I kind of think the torch is being passed anyway. Probably passed to me.
Right.
But I love them, so I got them. The torch is being passed. And I think it's a good thing because, like, they're getting older. That's not their responsibility anymore.
They should be able to come over.
That's what I told my aunt. I was like, I'm going to do Easter dinner. Come over here, eat. Like, you don't need the stress of doing all that. Like, just come get a plate. And then, like, Jeff's mom does Christmas. Well, she was doing Christmas and Thanksgiving. So we would, most of the time, eat at my house. And then we would just go and see them. Like, we wouldn't.
Yeah.
You know, we'll take a plate home or whatever. Right. But, like, try to just show up. You know what I mean? We don't have any kids in the mix of that, like, to make it complicated or anything like that. But I do think that when we do, it'll be easy because we don't have that issue of, like, not getting along with his mom or... Because you see that so often where, like, people... And you do see on, like, social media where they be like, oh, well, I ain't with the family. I'm with him. But it's like...
Okay.
That's immature.
But you also got to think about it. It's how people are raised too, because some people, they don't come from that kind of environment, so they don't.
Yes, know but we're adults now.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
still, that's how people are.
I get it, but I don't.
Yeah.
Like, I get it, but it's like at some point you got to start making decisions and seeing things like for what they are. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we all were raised in ways that, like, we're not raising our kids. Like, you know what I mean? There's different things that we took from childhood experiences that we left them there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, even if you were raised like that, right is right. You know what I'm saying? Unless there's, like, a real issue, not petty drama, like a real issue, like, you should try to at least be friendly with people, especially when there are kids involved.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, now the kids can't go with grandma because you and grandma can't get along.
So that made me think, well, this is something that I want to ask. Does that make you think, like, how kids with, like, say Chuchi, he has brothers and sisters?
He do.
Outside of
he
you.
Definitely do.
How does that work? How do you feel like that should, do you think you should be involved in their relationship? Do you think they should build their own relationship? Like, age play a factor in that?
So age definitely plays a factor in that because Chuch is going to be 18 and like his siblings, the youngest one is probably like 1 or 2, you know? So age definitely does play a factor in that. But I don't want to sound mean in any way, but that's not my business. Like, I don't got nothing to do with that.
No, I feel the same way too.
Like, if you expand your family past this child that we have, I feel like that's your responsibility to make sure that these kids have a relationship.
But you want to know, it's kind of where you say that because men aren't like that. They do not care. They do not care about none of that. But I personally, like, I feel like I'm not going to force a relationship with my kids and their siblings, but I would definitely let them know, like, oh, this is your sister or your brother.
Yeah. Like, you got to know, like,
yeah, like,
no. You got to know who these people are, but I'm not calling every one of his baby moms and setting up.
Right?
Listen, please, absolutely not. I'm not doing that. If you want them to get together, like, that's up to you to do. Yeah. I don't got nothing to do with that. Like,
my boys,
I don't know.
My boys, they have other siblings and they built their own relationship with them. And it's even funny because they have a little sister and her and Liana are like this.
That's cute.
It's so cute, but literally, they go to the same school now and they're like this. And they talk to each other. It's not, I talk to her mom when I need to, but it's not like, I don't know, I wouldn't force that.
I think the years apart maybe makes me feel like
it
might remove me from it a little bit. Like, I don't know, because
distance too, because they have siblings in a whole nother state, and I'm just like,
there's nothing you can do about
that. I can't do nothing about that. When they're here, of course, you know, right. Right.
I mean, his grandmom, like Chooch's grandmom, she does go like above and beyond to try to get her grandkids together and stuff
Okay.
like that. Like she does that.
Yeah.
And
that's
again,
that's fine. That's where
she does that.
That's where she be
She's
at.
a great grandmom. Like, you know what I mean? She gets all of them when she can, or she spends as much time with them as she can. So I credit her for that. You know what I mean? But like as far as me, like I would say like even if there was a kid that was closer in his age, I just don't know. I don't know. Like, I feel like if I had kids, you know, it's always different with the mom.
Yeah.
They're going to be with the mom.
Right.
But even though if men aren't thinking like that, you got to think like that. Because, I mean, I got people that I know that have kids outside, fathers that have other kids, and they do bring their kids together and make sure they have relationships. So it's kind of like, you got to take responsibility for that on your end. He definitely knows his siblings, but I don't know about if I feel like any obligation, or if I ever felt any obligation to make it a thing for them to have a relationship. Of course, I would want them to. You know what I mean? I think it's great to have relationships, but when you got that big of an age gap, sometimes it's like, what am I gonna do?
Yeah, how am I supposed to even approach?
Yeah, he's living in a whole nother like world. You know what I mean? But he's he loves kids. He definitely loves kids for sure. Like him and Sanaa, like you would think they were like brother and sister. You know what I mean? Like when she was born, like he do love babies, and he got a little brother that he loves, adores. You know what I mean? So he do, but I don't know about if it's up to me. I don't know. I don't really think
it's
so.
Not my business.
No.
I agree.
So how do you think they feel having siblings in other places, your kids? Do they talk about it? Do they have any feelings towards it?
I don't think they have any like feelings towards it. I don't think they think deep into it. Like I just think like I know my kids are one of those people where, and they're a lot like me. Like if it's what they see.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I've asked how, like when you have, you know, in school you have to say, oh, how many siblings you have, and they don't really. Sometimes they'll mention the ones outside of the house. Sometimes they'll just say what's, you know, the siblings in the house. But
never mind. Chuchi had, I think it was like this school project. Like,
yeah,
it might have been like, I want to say it was the beginning of this school year, like just started, or maybe in the last year. And I think they asked him for a family tree or something, and he had to name, or it was something where he had named all of them. He was like, "Do I gotta put all that on?" Right. And I was like, I don't know. Put what you want. Like, I don't know. Like, you know, like I'm not telling you.
Right. And it's so weird when because I'm like, it's what you want to put. I don't want to.
Like, I'm not telling you what to put on there. I'm not telling you not, like, I don't know. That's up to you. Whatever you want to put on there, you put on there.
Peyton is definitely going to put what's in what he see. Like,
in his house.
Yeah. And it's not because he doesn't care or don't, it's just what he sees.
Yeah. I mean, coming from being a sibling myself to like, outside kids of like my mom and dad, like my mom and dad only have me and Janae together. And then I have brothers and sisters that are from both of them outside of that. And even that's like a crazy dynamic, if I'm being honest as well, because I mean, now that we're grown, we maintain those relationships. But I'll tell you, my parents never made sure we had one. Nobody, my grandmoms did to the best of their ability, but like, no, I think that was something that we decided to do.
Yeah.
And now that we're having this conversation, I'm really thinking about it. Like, I have siblings from different parts of, like, my mom and my dad. And
yeah, I mean, I do too. I'm the only one that's really both of my parents.
Yeah, and it's child, like, but you lived in the house with some of them.
Yeah, but I was going to say we never, like, grew up where it was like, oh, this is, like, my half-sister or anything.
Oh, I don't like that.
You know what I mean?
I don't like that.
We grew up like super close. Like
I don't ever say have anything that. Like if you want to be technical, yeah, but like I'm never gonna say, oh, that's my half sister. Like that's my sister. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that sounds so ugly.
It sounds like you don't want to claim them,
right? Like
half. Oh, it's that. Like half. No, I've never done that.
Keep that.
Yeah, like I've never done that. I've never referred to anyone as a half of anything. They're my brothers and my sisters, but like our relationships really were, I want to say they've been like molded from us. Like, you know what I mean? And they get complicated too. Like they get complicated along the way. Like we be beefing sometimes and not talking for periods of time. And I think that has to do with the fact that we actually started building these things after we were already adults. You know, like I feel like if we were kids being raised together, it might be a little bit less of that.
You think?
I think so.
Hmm.
I think so.
Well, see, mine is a little different because I'm the youngest. Like, I'm way younger than my siblings. So, like, by the time they were grown, I was just going to kindergarten. So we didn't really, like, have, I can't say, like, a relationship, you know? It
Yeah.
was more like, oh, this is my little sister who I have to help take care of more than a relationship. So now that, like, I'm older, it's like we do have our own relationships and they're interesting.
But you know, like, you were seeing them every day.
Not really.
You weren't seeing them every day, like in the house every day?
By the time I started kindergarten, no.
No.
Jazz wasn't there. Tanya wasn't there. I think, no, Tanya was there. I don't know. No, when I was in like elementary school, they didn't live home like that.
I never actually, my oldest sister is the only sister that I was like raised in the house with as a little kid. But not gonna lie, because it was so many of us there, I didn't realize that we were siblings.
Oh, shoot.
Like, I don't, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It was, like,
you just thought, okay, she's just part of the family.
Yeah, like, I didn't realize that we were siblings until I was, like, probably, like, maybe, like, 7.
Wow.
Maybe, like, 7. It kind of clicked.
Mm-hmm.
And I might have just, like, heard my grandma saying, your sister. You know what I'm saying? Because it was, like...
Nobody told me nothing.
I'm pretty sure they said it when I was younger than 7, but it just didn't register because I had Kalima and Shalita, and they were sisters, too. But they weren't my sisters. But we were all raised as sisters. You know what I mean? So it was kind of like, I didn't really understand, like, siblings, like your siblings. Like, it kind of was like a bunch of us in the house. So, like, we were all siblings at that point. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So we were raised together as kids. And then Janae came 4 years after I was born. So when it came to my grandmom, like, I was with my grandmom alone. It was just me and my grandmom all the time. And then this baby came and I could not stand her. Like, I would do anything in my power to, like, not spend no time. Girl, what? And you wouldn't believe that today because how close that we are. But, like, girl, no, what? I could not and I would not. It was probably until I was, like, 12, 13, like, maybe, like, 12, 10, maybe 10. 10, I started opening up to, like, okay, I have a little sister. You know what I'm saying? And then it was like, all right, this is my responsibility now. She became my responsibility. And that's what it was the whole time from then until now. But I do think that if I would have been around my other siblings more, or seen them more, spent more time with them as a kid, it probably wouldn't make trying to maintain these relationships as adults so hard. Mm-hmm. I don't know how to really explain it, but I do think that, you know, maintaining any relationship
is hard.
Is hard.
No, that's not true. I don't agree with that. I don't feel like my relationships are hard to maintain because once you don't expect anything from anybody, you're fine. Like I don't expect anything from people.
Yes, so I agree. I definitely agree with that. But I feel like when I say like hard to maintain, I feel like I mean like, you know, sometimes you got to come out of yourself just to understand people, understand where they're coming from, understand like you just said, people come from different places in life. Mm-hmm. Like, so sometimes it not like hard, like impossible hard or where it's like complicated hard, right. But it's just like we all go through different things at different times. And right. We all like have different paths and we're moving in different directions. Mm-hmm. So it's like sometimes it is hard to maintain relationships with people because if you're moving this way at this speed and they're not, we're in a place now. No, we're in a place now where we're leaving them there.
Got to go.
We're in a place now.
No, I could definitely agree.
You know what I mean? Like we're in a place now where we are leaving them there. But think about how hard those decisions were.
I say that it's not hard to maintain relationships because if you going this way and I'm going that way, the relationship is done. Right now,
right where we're at right now. I think because we've talked about this. Mm-hmm. Like right now, we are in that space.
Yeah.
But think about all the times we were not in that space. You know what I'm saying? And you keep trying to, like, it's hard. It's definitely hard to, like, maintain things because you never want to write people off.
Yeah, and I could be pretty passive. Like, I'll let stuff
Yeah, you're definitely passive. I'm not passive. I'm definitely aggressive. Not aggressive, but like
I think, and I'm a thinker. Like I have to. You do something to me, I'm gonna let it happen, and I'm gonna think about it.
I do that too. But it just
think
really
about
it depends on the situation. I think it depends on the situation. But I do think like as we are growing and we are being more self-aware, you know what I mean? I think that some relationships do get a little bit hard because these people might not did anything to you bad.
Mm-hmm.
They might not did anything to you wrong. It's just y'all are in different places and spaces and you're just not comfortable there anymore.
Facts.
So that's hard to then be like, oh, I gotta
leave you alone.
Yeah, like that does get hard to do. I've definitely been in situations where I was stuck between, it felt like a rock and a hard place because it was like
it's hard for a couple days and then I forget about you.
Well, yeah, because the thing about it is you start to be comfortable in your journey. You know what I'm saying? Because I pray over myself.
Really dealing with this.
Yes, I pray over myself all the time. You know what I mean? And I ask God all the time for clarity on everything and everybody that's around me.
And please remove anything.
Remove them. At this point, they gotta go because you cannot stay. You can love someone so much, like you can love someone so much, and they just don't be good for you.
Mm-mm.
And that doesn't mean forever, it just mean right now. Some people cannot spin the block. Bye, you're done. But can't spin the block. But there are people that like I have separated from over the years that
and it can just be something simple where communication is just all that need to be had.
There have been people that I have like separated from throughout the years. Like we might have been like super close in high school and we don't talk that much anymore, but it's never like, it's high when I see it's high when I see you. Like, you know what I mean?
If you just grew apart.
Yeah, you grow apart, and I think that's healthy. It should be healthy, but I think people have this like
people think it's they get upset about it. Like you can't grow apart, but still
you can. I'm in a place now. You can, and the relationship could just be like a cordial relationship,
right?
And like again, I wish you all the best, and I might still be here or I might be somewhere else when you make it to wherever, you know what I mean? It's just life. It's just life. And, I never judge people for wherever they're at in life because we do all have our own journeys to walk through, to get through. And everybody can't go. Everybody can't go to certain places that you're going. And it took me a while to really wrap my head around that.
Oh, wow. It took me forever
It took me a while to wrap my head around that. It took me a while. And I went through phases. I went through guilt. I felt guilty before. Like, you know what I mean? I definitely went through different phases of separation.
I'm one of those people where I will literally give people chance after chance.
Me too.
After, like, you can do things 1,010 times, but when you get to that 11th time, I'm gonna be like, yeah, you gotta go. And I won't feel bad. I won't feel guilty. I won't feel like, oh, I gotta.
When you're done, you're done.
Yeah, none of that will ever cross my mind. And I even was like that in like a relationship. Literally woke up one day, looked at, like, yeah, I'm not doing this no more.
And it's definitely different with relationships and friendships. I will definitely say it's definitely a little bit different because I think I mourned a friendship more than I've mourned an ended failed relationship.
I don't think I mourned any of them, but
I think I've mourned friendships more than I've mourned relationships that were bad because of.
Do you think you gave your friends more chances than you gave your relationships with a man?
Friends, yes.
Yeah, I definitely
friends. If we're gonna talk like if we're
I think I definitely gave my friends.
Now, if you're talking about people that like were just associates and like no, because it just took one time for you to do something to me, and I'm very much like
I'm not an associate kind of girl though. So.
I have like there's like people that I'm not close to. Like if I'm
not talking to you if I'm not close to you.
So I talk to people. I do talk to people that I wouldn't consider myself to be close with, right? Like we're cool. But we're not like close. Like I'm not telling you my personal business or things that are like, private for me. But it will take one time for someone like that to do something to me. And that's done. Yeah, that's done.
I definitely feel like I gave my friends more like chances. I don't know. I don't really.
Friends, like your real friends. I've like people that you consider friends. I've definitely given my friends.
I would be more.
I would say equal amount of chances or more chances.
I would be more forgiving to my friend than I would be to like a man.
Now, yes. Before, probably not.
No,
Like, for me,
I always been like that.
yeah, no, I don't know. I feel like, you know, want to know what it is? I think that back then, if I was giving a man a chance, I was already bitter. So, like, you're going to just go because I'm already mad. I'm already, like, in a bad space mentally and emotionally.
Yeah.
So, like, you're not even able to consider anything. Like, usually if you're going through bad stuff in a relationship, you're in a bad space.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like if someone else do something to you, because depending on the dynamics of that relationship, like it might not be as easy to just get up and be like, oh, I'm done with this relationship today. Like, as you can say, I'm not answering my phone for this friend no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So depending on the situation, I will say, like, back in the day when I was younger, I probably would have just been like, all right, I'm cool off you. And not. But those same times, if they were my real friends, we've always
had a conversation.
Yeah, people have spun the block. I've let friends spin the block, but I don't think I'm in that space anymore. Like, you're really probably not spinning the block anymore. Like, I just feel like
stay where you at.
Yeah, especially if you didn't want to have a conversation with me
right
to begin with.
Especially at this big old age. Like, it takes nothing to pick up a phone. Even if you can't call, you could send a text message.
Yeah.
But if you could tell people, talk to other people and all of that, and
But not me. Not you telling everybody but me. Like, if we're doing that, then it's like, all right. Because you're just not in a good place right now. And it's nothing bad. I don't wish nothing bad. Like, you know what I mean? I'll pray for you.
But we're too grown.
Yeah, we're too... As far as relationships go, because I'm going to tell you right now, like, I am an all-in kind of... Well, you know that. Like, I'm an all-in kind of friend. Like, all in. There's never going to be a time that as a friend...
You could, yeah.
I'm an all-in kind of friend. Like, I'll do, like, probably anything for my friends that I can do.
I'm the same way, too.
I can say yes to that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I would do anything. And that even,
and
like...
sometimes it'd be stuff that I even shouldn't be doing. Like, you know what I mean? Going way out my way.
Way out of your way, overextending yourself. It's the love that you have for these people. Mm-hmm. And you start to realize, like... Well, really, is that all you're here for?
And you never, and I don't know, in those type of like friendships that I've been in, I never even thought about it being reciprocated. Like, I never thought like, oh, is it, this person's not even doing the same thing for me.
No.
Never thought about that.
Because you don't give to receive in those kind of situations. Like,
and then
no.
People, like, oh, you didn't see that they weren't, no.
I didn't look into it that deep. I didn't look into it that deep because it's like whatever I'm doing for you because I care about you, because I can do it for you. Mm-hmm. And I'm definitely not counting favors. I'm not...
Especially not for no friend. Like, what?
No, I'm not counting favors.
Nobody will ever hear about it. Nobody would know about it.
Absolutely not. Mm-mm. Whatever I do for you, that's between us. Now, if you go tell somebody what I did for you, that's on you. But, like, I'm not going to be like, oh, I did X, Y. Like, no. Now, if I have to, remind you because you acting a little out of pocket, maybe you need a reminder. Like,
I don't even think I've ever even done that.
No, I think I've had to, remind. Mm-hmm. I think I've had to do, a little gentle reminder when somebody was getting a little bit too, come on now. Like, let's not forget, you know, because some people will forget. They will act like they forgot. It's like, are you kidding me? But as far as counting favors and whatever I do for you, that's from the goodness of my heart. I was raised that way. I was raised to do things just because I watched both my grandmoms just do things out of the kindness of their heart for anyone. Whether you were family, a person on the street, it didn't matter. I remember when I was younger, my grandmom used to there was a guy that was homeless that would walk up and down Green Lane. And I think she might have knew his family, knew people. I was young, so I don't really know the dynamics of it. But she had a car that was in the driveway that she was not driving. And she would leave it unlocked for this man to come and sleep in the car. Wow. Just little stuff like that. Bring food outside after we all ate. Just stuff like that. That's pure intent. You know what I mean? So that's what I was raised watching and seeing. Mm-hmm. So anything that I do for anyone, that's where it comes from. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, that's where I think I get to the point where if it's done because I'm a great friend.
Yeah, and I know what I...
I know what I bring to the table as a person, as a friend. So it's if you going to act like that towards me...
You don't need me in your life.
Yeah, you don't, because that's not...
You don't deserve me.
You're sucking everything out. You're sucking everything out, and then I'm going to get resentful towards you. And I never want to be in that space with people. I don't want to be resenting people. Mm-hmm. So it's better...
I don't think I would ever let myself get to that point where I have to resent someone.
That's good. I don't think now I would, but I think I've probably been resentful towards people before. I don't know, like I can't think about specific times,
Mhm.
but if I'm being honest, I've probably been resentful towards people before, like failed friendships, but in my younger days.
Yeah.
Like even now, I see people that I used to be around every single day in high school, and like we're in different friend circles now, but it's love when I see
Right.
them. Because there was once upon a time where we spent every day together.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Every day together. So it's like, yes, we might be doing different things, and maybe our interests are not the same, or maybe we just spent a lot of time away from each other, but like it's never awkward when I see them because we did share like a space before. So it's like, I do think that I try to have healthy relationships with anyone in my life.
Yeah.
Just to not overcomplicate things. But if, people are going to be people, and I can't control how someone is going to act, how they're going to feel. So as long as, my thing is, I always say to myself, as long as I can go to bed at night and know that I've not done anything malicious towards you or hurtful towards you,
yeah,
I'm cool. Whether you like me or not, that's personal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I just feel like when it comes to relationships, I just rather things to just be natural. Like I don't want to force none of that. Like,
Has to be.
Like even like with us, we don't talk all the time. When we do talk, it don't feel like, oh, like sometimes people like, oh, I didn't talk to you in 3 days. Whoa.
Or people when they don't see now they're seeing us together more because of the podcast. Well, they're seeing us do this more, right? But like outside of this, you still don't see us. You still don't really see us like together. Like, I don't know. I guess we're just not those like Instagram, Facebook friends. Like, it's more so like we're there when it counts. We're there when it matters. We're there when it means the most.
Yeah.
We're there like for each other.
Yeah,
to that extent.
We do go and have our own fun.
We do, but I'm saying like I think people put like if they're not seeing you post it, if they're not seeing you, like the corny stuff that goes with like acting like you're so close to somebody
on social media.
Yeah, like the tagging on the Facebook and the things that make people think they're so close to people. It's like we don't do that type of stuff, and I think that like makes people feel like
we're not.
Because they're like, oh, I didn't know y'all was like. What do you mean? Like that's been my friend since I was like
child.
Yeah,
a little child.
Like our friendship is not based off of that at all.
It's a real relationship. It's a real friendship.
Yeah, like we have
not
real conversations. No, like we got some cute pics here and there on there, but like
I know of something like if I'm really going through something and I need to
you
talk,
gonna pick that phone up. Yeah, like that's what it is. And so I do think like yes, I feel like we should have healthy relationships with our loved ones, extended loved ones. Siblings of our children, I think it's good for them to have healthy relationships and know who these people are, but I don't think that I don't make myself in the responsible role for that. My son's dad should.
I agree.
But his grandmom does. So, it works out for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good talk. Thank y'all for tuning in. We'll be back. If y'all have anything that y'all want to talk about, let us know.
Yeah.
Any topics that y'all want to hit on?
Because people always say, oh, yeah, I love watching your podcast and I can touch on this and touch on that. Tell us what y'all want us to talk about.
Tell us what y'all want us to talk about. Like if y'all have topics that y'all want to hear, something that, resonates with you. We would love to hear ideas. We will share them. We will talk about them, give our take.
We could do something on the Instagram.
Yeah, look out for it. We'll post something on the Instagram. Thank you. We'll be back.